Getting ready to Zoom with my advanced students. Okay, I'm waiting to see if anyone shows up. Okay, so I want to make sure everyone should be muted as they come into the meeting, please. Make sure you stay on mute as you connect until we get started. Just let's give another minute for some more people to join and then we'll begin. Thumbs up if this is your first Zoom with a teacher. This is not your, with a teacher. Thumbs up if it's your first Zoom. Go ahead and go on mute, please. Make sure you're muted. So only a couple of you. How many have already done one today? I'm just getting off of one Zoom meeting with my standard students. I'm so happy to see all of you. It kind of gives me a little bit of tears right now. I really, really, really miss all of you and seeing you and doing math with you in person. This is not the same. This is not the same. Just know that I care so very much about how each of you are doing. So the first thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna call on you one at a time. But before we do that, I wanna talk about our norms when we do Zoom meetings. You've probably heard this if you've already been to a Zoom meeting. I'm gonna always set up our meetings so that you're on mute when we first come in. And really you shouldn't be off mute unless you raise your hand and I'm calling on you to answer a question. We make sure that we're always appropriate. You're allowed to use the chat. If you hover over the bottom, if you weren't aware of that, you can go ahead and click on chat and I might ask a question in the chat and you're welcome to answer. Make sure that we're always being appropriate. Make sure everything in the background of you is appropriate. Like for example, you can just see my stairs right here. I'm at my desk and just make sure you're dressed appropriately and everything in the background is appropriate, that we don't interrupt each other if we're off mute, and we just use the same guidelines we would do as if we're in school, okay? Thumbs up, everybody. Always have a name instead of just numbers, or especially if you're not gonna show yourself on video. If you're showing yourself on video, it's fine because I can see you, but if you're not showing yourself on the video, I definitely need to see your name. Okay, so I'm gonna call on you one at a time, and I'd love to just, how are you doing with all this? And then do you have any questions about Canvas or math for me? And I'm sorry for any of the problems that anyone has been having. We'll chat a little bit about modules and how they look now. They're a little bit different than they were before. And we'll chat, but I care more about how you're doing first. So let's do that first.